In this video, I'm going to be talking to an industry insider who has some shocking revelations about a particular medical intervention that millions of people around the world have been subjected to.
NordVPN is becoming more than just a VPN. Threat protection will guard your device against malicious websites, malware, trackers, and intrusive ads, even if you're not connected to a VPN server at the time. Step up your cybersecurity and stay safe.
The world has failed, I tell you. The world has failed yet again.
This is an extract of a much longer video. If you want to see the whole thing, go to bit.ly/cryptorich3speak, bit.ly/cryptorich Odyssey, or bit.ly/cryptorich Rumble. Hi everybody, thank you so much for watching. This is Crypto Rich. I am joined by an industry insider from the pharmaceutical and health industry. Now, before I introduce her, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, join my official Telegram announcements channel. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're not going to see the whole thing because YouTube is a bit sensitive and doesn't like us talking about certain issues. Doesn't want you to know. YouTube does not want you to be informed. And then just make up your own opinion. So you'll see the whole thing on Odyssey and on 3Speak and Rumble. But first of all, it'll be on Odyssey. Please follow me there, bit.ly/CryptoRichOdyssey. Also bit.ly/CryptoRich3Speak and bit.ly/CryptoRich Rumble. Okay, thank you. Janice, thank you so much for making yourself available. Really appreciate it. This is your first outing, I think.
It is, yes.
Well, certainly by video, right? You've been involved in the freedom movement and, awakening people about the injections and lockdown for a while now. And how, just so people know how we got into contact, was you were following me on Twitter and I started following you and stuff. And then we had a back and forth. And then I said, we'll come and do a video. Then we had a conversation and you told me some things that were shocking. I was like, oh my God, I suspected that, but I didn't know that. Do you want to say a little bit about your background and what you do as an introduction?
Sure. Okay. So I'm Janice Wilson, and I studied pharmacy and medicine at university, and I joined the pharmaceutical industry in research and development. So I did that for, I don't know, I was with them for 13 years, this major company. And then I went abroad to work. And after a little bit, I came back and I was director for a small company in Cambridgeshire. And I said, you know what? I've had enough of this. I've had enough of crazy men doing things they shouldn't be doing within the industry, putting products out that they should not be on the market. I'm going to create my own business. And that's what I did. So I did some consultancy for a while, quite a few years actually, transitioning from the pharmaceutical industry into the natural products industry.
Right.
So
And you have your own company where you sell natural products?
I do, yes. So I've been doing that since 2005. So 19 years now. Yep.
And what's the name of your company? And if people want to check it out, what do you sell?
I mean, I didn't really want to come on to just promote this, but I'm happy to be transparent about it. So it's simplyvital.com.
Simplyvital.com, and you sell vitamins and minerals and things like that?
Well, yes, no, I don't do that. I don't just sell anything like that. The idea is to present to people a method of creating health, so that every day, I'm trying to teach people that every day you're creating your own health. And so it's up to you, it's what you do really. It's what you put in your mouth. It's how you exercise your body, etc., etc. So, and you need to detox, you need to keep your diet clean, all of these things. And so I only have a small selection of supplements, some of which I've created myself. And my goal is to take people off pharmaceuticals. So many of these drugs, they are just not needed. Needed.
Okay, well, I'll have the link, simplyvital.com. If people want to go and check that out, feel free, they should do so. But the reason why you and I are talking is because of your background in the pharmaceutical industry, because you worked in quality assurance. Now, before we get to that, do you just want to say, like, when the lockdown started and, I suppose your whole awakening and what you saw and your perspective?
Sure. I mean, at the beginning, 2020, like everyone else, I thought, my goodness, there's a new virus. There's a new coronavirus. What can this be? Maybe I'll just wash my hands a little bit more, whatever. And I watched, the BBC tell us all the details, as it were. And but then I started to think, and I thought, well, we've been living with coronaviruses for whatever, how many, decades, and eons. So this can't be such a big threat, okay? But it was about February, March time. I started thinking, I'll look at the stats in northern Italy, because I lived there for a little while. And it's very polluted there, actually, in the Po Valley. I'll see what the numbers are like there. And of course, they were terrible in Lombardy and Bergamo in particular. And then I thought, well, I'll go and see what the Scandinavian countries are doing, because I live there too. So, and they eat a lot of, omega-3 with, all the fish that they eat. And sure enough, the figures were very much lower in those areas. And then the press were talking about the ACE2 receptor and about this new virus latching onto the ACE2 receptor. And of course, pollution promotes the ACE2 receptor in the body. Well, that's the thing. That's what we're told. I mean, now I don't think any of us can trust any of the science and medicine that we were taught. We just can't. Anyway, so we'll come back to that. But so I looked at that really, and then they started talking about vitamin D and how vitamin D wasn't any good for this respiratory infection. Well, I mean, that's just complete rubbish, because vitamin D allows your lungs to function properly by allowing the sweeping up action of the mucus from your lungs to move all the debris that's in there every day for the air we breathe, etc. So the fact that Matt Hancock said, we've done a vitamin D study and it proved no benefit for COVID. Okay, so I started to think, there's something going on here, or as my father would say, there's a rabbit away here.
Yeah.
So, and then I came across Mike Eden sitting in his garage, doing a homemade video, telling us, folks, they're lying to us. They're lying to us. And of course, I was hooked, because Mike is the type of person who I was used to dealing with in industry. Someone with integrity, who knew his science. And so, I quickly could realize there was something going wrong.
If you want to see the whole thing, go to bit.ly/cryptorich3speak, bit.ly/cryptorich odyssey, or bit.ly/cryptorich rumble.